Hey, it's beer o'clock. Just gonna have a taste of my tasty beer. Oh, that's good. It's Enter Night. This like Metallica beer. It's on sale, so I thought I'd buy it. You know, it's Metallica. I like Metallica. Yeah, whatever. Anyway, so yeah, it's beer o'clock. Always a good time of the day. Beer is a depressant. And that doesn't mean it makes you depressed. It just means it slows down the neurotransmission a little bit. You know? So maybe it doesn't quite keep your brain as active. But anyway, that's something for another day. And I was just thinking and about things, and I was remembering stuff and memory. You know, have you ever really thought about what your memory is all about and how it works? Now, I think I was talking about semantic memory before and how important that is. Basically, you know, everything you learn is partitioned semantically in your brain, in your cerebral cortex. So you know, things that are similar or are sort of like categorized together are partitioned in that way. You know, as I said before in my other video, you know, like bird-related things. So it could be literally like things with wings or beaks or whatever, you know, they would be semantically related in your brain. And that goes for a whole host of different things. I also talked about episodic memory, which is your sort of event-related memory. And these are explicit types of memory. And, you know, they form the basis of your understanding of the world. They're really core to your being. Outside of that, you got procedural memory, which is more implicit, and that is those learned skills that you don't really have to think about. So riding a bike, you don't have to think about riding a bike. You get on a bike and you just ride it. Your brain has literally taken over, and you no longer have to think about it anymore. You know, there are other things in procedural memory that could be that are similar. Other skills, you know, like maybe like shooting a basketball or driving a car, for example. But memory is a very, very strange thing. It's a very strange concept. You move out of the way, Coco. Thank you, Coco. And Coco's my dog. And you know, it's a strange thing, the memory, because sometimes we think we remember things so vividly, but we actually don't. It's very, very hard to remember things vividly. You have your sensory memory, which is literally a very, very short sensory-related type of memory. So you know when you shine a light in your eye and you close your eyes, and then you have that, you know, bright sort of spot in your eyes. That's sensory memory. Then you have short-term memory, which is quite literally up to maybe 2-3 seconds. That is it. You know, everything after that is long-term memory. And so you remember things from short-term memory, you consolidate the memory into long-term memory. So, you know, a couple of seconds, a few seconds, you know, not long at all. Really, really not long. It's, you know, short-term memory is very, very short. And sometimes we remember things quite vividly, and other times not so well. Why does this happen? Well, what's called verbatim memory is when you remember something, you know, with high accuracy, and The other type, I guess, is a gist. It's the gist of things. It's a gist memory. You've got the gist of it. And that's not great, When we are remembering things, we sometimes think we remember what happened very, very well. But that's not necessarily the case. The longer we go through life, the harder it is to remember something a long time ago. And so that leads back to semantic memory. Now, and also episodic memory. So if for example, we have an event that was quite vivid in our minds and we remember it quite well, but then we also have quite a similar event maybe a year later, and we also remember that quite well. That will be semantically related in your memory, in your cerebral cortex. And sometimes those memories can get conflated, which means the events get kind of joined or mashed up a little bit, and we can't really definitely say which one is which. So memory is a very, very temperamental thing. It's not that reliable at all. The longer it is, the more time goes by, the longer it is in the past, the less likely you are to remember something verbatim. And so we all have to be very careful when we're recalling events or memories from the past and trying to pass them off as verbatim, because it may not be. And this is particularly poignant when dealing with other people, particularly in relationships, because we may remember some wrong your partner did to you, I don't know, 2 years ago, 6 months ago, whatever it is. And we might bring it up and say, oh yeah, you did this on this day, blah, 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 blah. And they may have a completely different memory of that event. And that's also because, as I was talking about in the other video, what is salient to us as well. And so what we can understand from all of these processes is that memory is not reliable. It is very, very hard to remember something from a long time ago and bring it up with high accuracy. So don't rely on your memory. Don't focus so much on trying to attribute high accuracy to your memory. Accept the fact that memory is fallible, it's not always accurate, and you may stuff up. It's okay, like everyone does. Whoop-de-doo. And it's really important particularly when you're dealing with other people, to try and, as I said in the previous video, is take a step back, assess things, and try and recognize that maybe you don't really have a full grasp of that memory, because you may think it's true, but it might not necessarily be so. So, just go with the flow a bit more, I guess, when it comes to memory. So I'm gonna finish off my beer. This I don't want to show the branding on it, just in case. So I'm gonna have another sip of this beer. I'll tell you what, that was pretty fucking good beer. Have a good night. Bye.